This is Lutheran Towers. It all began as a dream of Redeemer pastor Robert E. Lee. His wish was to provide a home for low-income seniors in Atlanta during the late 1960s. Following years of planning, financing, and partnering with HUD, Lutheran Towers was officially dedicated on October 8, 1972. And look at us today. We are a growing, lively, and loving community. Our mission statement says it all. Lutheran Towers provides safe, quality, and affordable independent living within a caring community for low-income seniors with evidence-based supportive services that allow them to thrive as they age. We are blessed to have provided a home for close to 5,000 residents of diverse backgrounds and faith over the past 50 years. Under the current leadership, the Towers has become the gold standard for low-income, independent senior living and serves as a model for others to replicate. Providing more than just housing, the staff and administration deliver holistic, person-centered supportive services, innovative recreational activities, and several feeding programs designed to combat food insecurity, which is a growing issue among seniors. We are proud to celebrate 50 years, and we're setting the foundation for at least 50 more.
My name is David Alton Donges, and my title is retired Lutheran pastor / bishop. I'm a retired bishop of the South Carolina Synod, but my first call was as the associate pastor at the Lutheran Church of the Redeemer, and so I was here during all of the early years of its conception and construction. And I also served as the secretary of the treasurer of the first board of Lutheran Towers. When I came, I was in Memphis at the medical center in clinical training when I came to the Schroeder building where the Synod office was and convinced Dr. Wood that I should talk with Dr. Lee. They wanted me to come, so they flew me here. Pastor Lee picked me up at the airport, and we came here to the church. We came up 4th Street. And at the stop sign, he said, "David, I have a vision for this property that the church owns." I said, "What's that?" He said, I want Redeemer to build a senior citizens high-rise, and we'll call it Lutheran Towers." He is the one who had the vision and the concept of ministry beyond the church property. Let me say a couple of things about the groundbreaking. You have a picture of that. Pastor Lee was recuperating from open heart surgery. In those days, open heart surgery was major. You could only get it 2 places in the country. He went to Cleveland Clinic, and he was out for 8 or 9 months. I mean, now you're back at work next week. He was literally too weak to turn a shovel of dirt. So I stood beside him, and on his behalf, turned the first shovel of dirt for Lutheran Towers. And then, of course, the other thing of significance that I remember that's an interesting story is the walk bridge across Juniper Street. Robert had this vision that it would be not figuratively, but literally connected to the church. For me, the bridge has 2 significant, besides being a nice walkway across Juniper Street. I always thought of it as an umbilical cord because the church literally gave birth to this place. And then I also thought that it's a connection. Lutheran Towers is a ministry of the church, and may it never lose that vision, because that's the important vision.
You know, it was really birthed, if you will, by a former pastor at Redeemer, Pastor Robert E. Lee. And it was his vision to provide sort of safe, affordable housing for senior citizens. You know, we've taken his vision and we've really built upon it. We've evolved a lot as an organization, and we've moved, I think, from just providing safe, affordable housing to really trying to provide a sense of community to our residents. And we've done that, I think, in a number of ways. Most recently in 2016, we renovated Lee Hall and the kitchen area. What we've tried to do is really to create common spaces so that our residents can come together and they have an opportunity to be together. I think the other area that we've continued to evolve, and I think it started probably around 2004, is really focused on wellness. So in 2004, we had a wellness seminar, if you will, here, where we brought a number of different partners into Lutheran Towers, and that's continued to evolve over the years. And as we look at the new strategic plan that the board and management are looking to implement, it's really trying to continue to make sure that as we think about our residents, that everything we do is based on what is best for them and how do we serve them the best. The pandemic was really a challenging time for the towers, and particularly for our residents. And so there were a lot of very difficult things that we had to think about, because one of the things that's critically important to us, as with anybody who's in this community, is trying to make sure that we're doing the right thing to keep our residents safe.
My name is Oscar de la Cruz, and my wife's name is Lourdes de la Cruz. Well, there are three things that make us enjoy with our living here at the Lutheran Towers. First is the companionship, the camaraderie that we experience with our neighbors, fellow residents, and retirees. And second is the most efficient, courteous, most concerned staff of the Lutheran Towers, who are always concerned with our health and wellness, as well as with our daily needs. And then thirdly, of course, the thing that we enjoyed here at the Towers is the ambience, the atmosphere, the beauty and cleanliness and orderliness of the Lutheran Towers, which make us proud even to our families and relatives whenever they visit us.
First of all, my apartment is absolutely lovely. The location cannot be beat. Midtown Atlanta. I don't drive, so Midtown Atlanta has everything I need within walking distance. I really enjoy the people who are here. It's one of my favorite things. I lived across the street for a long time before moving here and got to know people before I got here, so it was like coming home. I enjoy the staff. I think the staff is just excellent, helpful, pleasant. The facilities altogether, like the library and the various rooms that we have to work with, are just outstanding. Services and activities are excellent all the way around. Lots of things for people to do, even in the face of the pandemic. A lot of things able to be done online, a lot of ways to connect with people. And the new grocery store is just an outstanding event altogether. So those are the things, in a nutshell, those are the things that I like that are here.
So the renovation was dreamed about when we first did strategic planning beginning in 2012. And we began planning for that immediately after that strategic plan was complete. So it was a all hands on deck effort to improve the space, to make it more dignified home. And so our vision was to make it more of a community, a place where people could sit and could be together, could see where people were spending time, and get folks out of their apartments and be in their communal home together. Well, one of the things, we did three main things I was proud of to increase the work life here. You may not know that there were no offices on this first floor. This was all apartments down here. And so the staff at the time officed in apartment units. So we were able to put in proper offices with this conference room and a workspace. We also completely redesigned the front of the building so that you could see out. We moved the front door so it's more accessible to the street corner. We also put in the wellness center, which was huge because that was a way that practitioners could see our residents in privacy. And again, the dignity that comes from not having to be in somebody's behind a screen set up in the hallway. So that was a huge initiative of ours. The other thing we did was the kitchen and the cafe area. Our vision then was that people could serve out of the kitchen and you could just sit in that cafe area and have coffee or play games or have cards together. And then the third part that was huge was what we did with Lee Hall. Prior to the renovation, Lee Hall was a great big rectangle, great big room. So we divided the room so it could be used at different times for different uses. We also put in a camera in the ceiling outside of the kitchen in Lee Hall and a rolling display table or demonstration table so that there could be nutritional and cooking classes for the residents to attend, and they could cook along with the instructor and they'd have the screen up there. Of course, it could be used for many other things, but that was the primary, was the nutrition and feeding part of that.
Well, I'm encouraged by the fact that it is a faith-based community senior living facility. I like the fact that we have security on the premises and it's affordable housing. And the staff does everything to see that we are fed and, just taken care of. And that means a lot. That means a lot to me because I've always stepped out on faith. And without faith, it's impossible to please God. So that's one word that means a lot to me. I congratulate Lutheran Towers on their 50th anniversary, and I wish their continued success, prosperity, and well-being to go forward for another 50 years.
Hi everybody, my name is Mary Norris and I have been volunteering at Lutheran Towers for almost 15 years. First of all, I'm a member of the Citizens of Georgia Power. This is a volunteer organization within our company, and it started out as doing the M.L. King project. This led the next year because I enjoyed it so much in bringing a group of people together and mixing and mingle until I decided to make this be what was considered as the President's Project. 15 years later, I can proudly say that I am still enjoying being a member of the Lutheran Towers family. To me, Lutheran Towers means a group of people coming together as one, sharing, caring. To me, it's love, it's joy, and it's bringing not only what I consider as, it's a generational type things because Lutheran Towers is a senior citizen high-rise. But the one thing that I have found out and truly enjoyed is the number of times that I've been able to bring families together, to have them bring in their kids. And over the years, one thing that I have noticed, kids love interacting with the older people and they enjoy it too. So it's a two-way thing of bringing joy.
My name is Mark Henry Larson. I'm the senior pastor of Lutheran Church of the Redeemer here in Midtown Atlanta. The relationship between Lutheran Towers and Lutheran Church of the Redeemer is one of partnership and mission. Lutheran Towers continues to be what we call a core spiritual partner of Lutheran Church of the Redeemer, one of the key partners that helps us carry out our mission given to us by Jesus Christ of caring for our neighbor. My hopes for the future of Lutheran Towers is that that partnership will continue and perhaps even become stronger. As we experienced during the pandemic, there are so many opportunities for shared mission between the towers and the church. As the pandemic hit, our food ministries expanded so that not only were we feeding our neighbors in the neighborhood and on the streets, but we were able to extend our food ministry to residents of Lutheran Towers as well as Georgia Tech and other university students. So through food and through partnership and through community, we continue to see how core Lutheran Towers truly is to the mission of Lutheran Church of the Redeemer. On behalf of the members of Lutheran Church of the Redeemer, it is truly my pleasure to wish Lutheran Towers another 50 years of providing safe, affordable housing to our seniors here in Midtown Atlanta.